Hi everybody, this is Natasha Wilkinson, your Independent Centre Consultant from Mount Isa, Australia. Welcome to another episode of Wax in My Home. Now, I started this series off a little while ago too, where I was taking you through my office, showing you my office supplies, and then we're going to migrate and go through basically all this stuff behind me, all my wax bars, and basically show you my routine of wax in my home. Now, I did start to film these videos and I ended up ditching my, I guess, collection because it was going really long, and by the time I got ready to edit it, what I had completely changed, because I'm forever bringing wax in and I'm forever taking it out. But with that in mind, I wanted to put in place a plan for my 2023 melting. So this episode begins with talking about my 2023 melting. I have since then gone and recategorized all my wax. So far I've only done my Scentsy wax. I haven't delved into a vendor wax. I will get to that and we will share that later. But with how much wax I have, I realised I needed to put a plan in place for 2023 where I'm melting my wax and not hoarding my wax. There are so many scents I love that if I can't get access to them again, I kind of hoard them. But then I'm buying this wax to enjoy it. So why am I hoarding this wax? So what I did was I sat down, I put an inventory to all my wax, how much I've got, and I did it in categories. So for me, I'm a seasonal melter, so I had to take into account how I melt, being seasonal. So I had a section for wax I will only warm in winter, and for my winter I classify that as from April through to the end of October, because I do, even though it's starting to warm up in October, like to warm Halloween wax and like to stay in tune with the holiday. I then have a section called Christmas wax, November, December. Now you kind of saw that plan start to take shape when I showed you my warming basket for November, December, where I pulled everything I had Christmas, with my attempt to get through all of my Christmas wax in November, December. So in my inventory I will have a specific section for Christmas wax where there are specific scents I will typically only warm through the months of November and December. So for April to October I'm warming my winter, November and December I'm warming my Christmas wax, and then January through to March I'm warming my summer wax. So I do have a section for summer wax, but then there are scents I warm all year round, no matter what time of year. They include my bakery scents in my kitchen, so I have a specific category for bakery. I also have a specific category called bath, laundry / now shed. So specific scents in my bath and laundry, I tend to gravitate towards fresher scents for that. So there's a section of wax that will just be specified for bath, laundry and sometimes this shed area. I have a specific section for my main bedroom scent, and then I have a specific section for the boys' room and for my daughter's room. And then I also have something called a summer bed scent. So sometimes there are some scents that I love to warm in my bedroom that are more catered towards summer than winter. So they don't kind of categorise into the 12-month period. They would categorise back into the January to March period, whereas my bakery, my bath, my laundry, my bedroom, the boys and pipers these are cents I will reach for 12 months of the year. So with my plan, I had to break them into these categories to work out how I was going to use up the wax. So when I was doing this, so this is when numbers are going to take a little bit of a play. When I was doing this, and by the time I finish this, now we're talking just Scentsy here, so as I said, I haven't done vendor wax. We're talking just Scentsy here. It came to a total of 412 bars that I currently have on stock. Let me classify that this is for my own personal use. This is not stock I have on hand to sell. This is for my own personal enjoyment. So these future videos you see going forward, what I'm about to show you in my personal stock as we go through what I have. But I had 412 bars, so I'm not going to go through all 412 bars today. We will be going through these bars. What we're going to go through today is what I had categorized in my winter stock. Now this is probably the smallest of my piles here, and there's a fly buzzing around here which is annoying me. The only reason it's the smallest of my piles here is because we've just come out of my winter melting season. So this was a lot bigger when I would have started in April. I would have had a lot bigger stash for my winter wax, but I did make a dent on it through last winter, so it's not as big as some of the other categories I have here. Now, after I basically categorized them, I've worked out based on my last few months how many bars on average I was actually warming. So on average for the last few months I've been warming between 30 and 50 bars. So my melting baskets going forward, I'm going to try and continue to pull that many bars in 2023. And then I worked out what months I would be warming these categories. Now in my calculations here I did include Scentsy Club bars that would be coming in over a 12-month period, because this is my melting plan for 2023. So I currently have 27 winter bars that we're about to talk about in the moment. But a lot of these winter bars I also have in my Scentsy Club. So I did take into account what would be coming in the next few months with my Scentsy Club when I was doing my calculations of what I would need to warm over April through to October, because that's when I will be warming these 27 bars we're about to talk about in a moment. I probably would not reach for them until April, and I would finish reaching for them in October and then switch to some of my other scents. So I did take into account Scentsy Club bars that were coming in, and if I were to, in a 12-month period, or for my winter ones, which we're talking about now, which would be a 6-month period because it was April through to October, I would need to pull 10 bars a month if I were to finish up this 27 bars plus what's coming into my Scentsy Club. Obviously I can't account for new releases that will be coming in that may end up adding to this, so this will be adjusted each month as new bars come in or extra bars I buy. I can really only account and add my Scentsy Club bars. So some of these calculations when we're going through my categories, I realised I have more bars than what I could possibly warm in that 12-month period. So for instance, my bakery and my summer bars, I would probably have to look at working on that in a 2-year period, not a 12-month period. The ones I can work on a 12-month period, I will, to try and rotate and basically to get through my stash. But there are a few, as I said, themes that will probably head more towards a 2-year point or break point in this 2023 plan. But I do feel, since we're talking about my winter stash at the moment, 10 bars a month when I'm warming 30 to 50 bars a month on average, I could potentially pull and get through this winter stash in the year of 2023. So without further ado, let's have a little show of what I have and what I like to warm in winter. So for me in winter, I am drawn towards bakery, but as I said, bakery is a separate category, so that's not really part of this. This is more, I guess you could call, since I would probably warm more in my open concept area in winter. So they tend to be a lot of cider scents, a lot of woodsy scents, a lot of apple spice scents, and your pumpkin and spice scents that I really love to warm in winter. So let's talk about what I have. So I do have 3 bars of Jack's Obsession, and this I also warm in my transition months as it's starting in autumn and spring. So Jack's Obsession for me is probably a bar I will reach for 9 months of the year. So these 3 bars I will go through quite quickly, and I do have it coming in a bi-monthly club as well, because it is just one of my favourite green apple spice scents, but it's also because of that green apple has a little bit of a brightness about it, so it's not too overwhelming if the weather is slightly warmer. And as you can see, there's different labels on Jack's Obsession. So this is the special holographic one you can get. Then you've got Jack with his dog Zero, and then you've got this one here, and there is a 4th label, but as I said, I've only got currently in my inventory 3 bars of Jack's Obsession. I'm not going to go through all the scent notes because we will be here forever if I do. So next I have 3 bars of Halloween Town, another staple of mine in winter, and these generally do have different packages on too, but the 3 I have are all the same with the Ghosts of Halloween Town. I kind of liken this scent to a good red wine as you pop that cork. So not a twist top, a really good red one from a winery where you can still smell the oak from the barrel, and this gets warmed all winter round in my open concept. Again, it's another one that I will have more come through before April hits, because again, this is one that I have come in my bi-monthly club as well. The next one, this is in my monthly club, so I will get a few of these come. So this is from my last Bring Back My Bar. I currently have 2 bars of cider milk, another favourite of mine, fresh apple, pumpkins and spice. As you can see, I really love my cider scents in winter. There's just something warm and cosy about them. So that's another one that's kind of a club favourite of mine that I will get a bit of a stock up in winter. Another one that's in my club, I think we're talking about all my club ones first, so you know what will continue to come to me to winter and what I'm likely to have a bit more of a stock on come by winter comes, is I have 3 bars of Just One Bite from the Villains collection, another apple and spice scent, but this one leans more towards bakery to me because of the molasses note in it, but it's a really, really nice apple and spice scent. Again, I think this is in my quarterly club, so I won't get as many come as I will the other 3 bars I've shown you, but I will still get at least another 2 bars over that 6-month period in my 2023 melting clam. So the next one that is there all the ones that are in my club? So we've gone through all my club winter bars that are in my club. The rest we're about to talk about are not in my club. Actually one is, but I don't plan on keeping it in my club. I'm planning on picking up a few of them and then taking it out of my club. So we may as well say, no, there's another 2 in my club and one I'm still deciding on. So we may as well say what I've shown you are my club bars, my tried and true bars that will never leave my club and that I will continue to gain stock of over the next 12 months. But I have accounted for them in that numbering where I would need to pull 10 a month to get through my winter stash. So the next one, this was from the last Bring Back My Bar, and I have 3 apple smalls. So I will definitely get through these 3 this winter. I do like to alternate it with Harry Potter Gryffindor at the same time in warmers, so I do like to mix apple smalls and Harry Potter Gryffindor. This is the one that I said in my club, but I'm planning on taking out of my club. I want to pick up another 2 bars, so I have enough to do that mix with apple s'mores, and I will get through the combination of Harry Potter Gryffindor and the 3 apple s'mores this coming winter and really enjoy it. I have a feeling Harry Potter's still available, but I have a feeling when it gets rolled out, it will come back again because Harry Potter is a new licensing agreement that Scentsy have. So I don't think we've seen the last of this. So I'm just going to pick up another 2 to enjoy with my mixture of the 3 apple s'mores I have in winter. So the next one I have 2 of, and this was from the Harvest Collection in 2020 and is Toasted Acorn and Oak. So this was in my Scentsy club. I did take it out. I do believe it's still available in the clearance section. This is just a beautiful, creamy, woodsy oak scent. So I will definitely enjoy that early autumn, late autumn, early winter as the weather is starting to cool off, and definitely get through them this winter. The next one, another one I kind of slowly took out of my Scentsy club, but we can't have everything in our Scentsy club, right? And it was from the same Harvest Collection as Toasted Acorn and Oak, and I do believe this is still in the clearance section as well. And that is Cranberry, Pumpkin and Spice. This is a beautiful pumpkin pie spice scent, and that cranberry just adds a little bit of a sweetness. In fact, both with Toasted Acorn and Oak and Cranberry, Pumpkin and Spice, I'm umming and ahhing whether I should go and pick up a few more for winter. I know I'll definitely get through these this winter, but then I look at what I have to get through for 2023, which kind of stops me from picking up more. But you never know. I could break down and just pick up a few more of Cranberry, Pumpkin and Spice and Toasted Acorn and Oak, because I do really enjoy those scents. I enjoyed them enough to have had them in my club at some stage. They just got the boot in preference of other scents. If they ever came back to a catalogue, there is a potentiality that I would probably add them back into clubs. So the next 2 I have, so this was from the year I joined, 2020. So this was from the Harvest Collection, my first, I guess, experience with the Halloween Harvest Collection in 2020, and that was Apple Pickins. So I have 2 of these left. So this is a woodsy autumn apple scent. If you have tried Falling Apples, which is new by current catalogue, it's very similar to that, but this has got a little bit of a more earthy note, and it's got a little bit of a cinnamon note added to that. Other than that, it's very similar to Falling Apples, which I also have one of and have put into my winter stash. Even though this is currently available in our catalogue as a spring summer scent, to me, Falling Apples screams more winter, so I will warm this more in winter, and I will probably alternate it in warmers with my last two apple picking. As you can see, I've got quite a fair few apple and spice scents here in my repertoire. I do enjoy a apple spice scent, but I also enjoy a pumpkin scent too. We just don't seem to get many pumpkin scents here in Australia. So the next one I have from that same Harvest Collection of 2020, and I've got one left, and it is called Pie O' My. So this is supposed to be the smell of an apple pie, but to me, I don't get a crust note with this. I get more of the stewed apples and spices simmering on a pot before you put it in a pie when you warm this. So I have one of that left to enjoy this winter. Then I have two from the Frozen 2 collection, the Dance of Autumn. So my plan is to warm these two as soon as autumn hits, to basically start transitioning into warm or into winter and get through these. I've had these since I picked them up in the clearance section in 2020. It has not since come back in any of our Frozen re-releases yet, but they brought back Olaf last year, they've brought back Fearless by Nature, and they brought back the North Cause this year. So who knows what could potentially come back in a future Frozen re-release. I have a feeling as they... I am back again. I do apologise for that abrupt, I guess, hang on just a moment, ending. The 3-year-old smashed a glass and I didn't want any cut fingers, so I did have to go and deal with the smashed glass. So, but as I was talking about before that happened, Frozen 2, the Dance of Autumn, I was saying I have a feeling as they start to bring out more buddies, they've just brought out Elsa and they've just brought out the North Cause. I have a feeling as they start to release, I guess, more Frozen buddies, I'm suspecting maybe an Anna might be in the works. Since you haven't told us anything, I'm just guessing. I'm suspecting Anna might be in the works, possibly Nope the horse. I'm suspecting as they start to bring out more products, they will start to re-release these fragrances that are inspired by those, I guess you could call, characters. So, as I said, I had two Dances of Autumn, which will be used in autumn as we start to transition into winter. Then I have a Sips of Cider, currently in our catalogue, again for me, the wrong type of scent in our summer. This is one that I will use in winter. It's not my favourite cider scent and it's not my favourite spiced orange scent, but I will warm it, I will get through it, and I will enjoy it. And we have two more, pardon, we have two more bars. So I have a Hocus Pocus from the Sanderson Sisters. This is the other one that's currently in my club. I still haven't quite decided whether I love this enough to club it. I've only warmed the one bar and I warmed it in my open concept area. It got a little bit lost in my open concept area. There is, to my nose, a little bit of a medicinal cherry note that I'm not sure I'm the biggest fan of. Everybody's raving about this scent. Everybody's loving this scent. I did enjoy the scent a lot more on warming, but I don't know I love it enough to want to keep it in my scented club. But I do kind of feel, for me, this is another scent That's more ornamental specific for me, and I don't want to take it out of my club without giving it a proper chance. I want to warm it in a smaller area like a bedroom, just to see what my thoughts are before I actually take Hocus Pocus out of my club, or if I do love it on warming. Because for me, apple picking, I absolutely was not a fan of on cold, and when I warmed it I fell in love with it, and it did end up in my club for quite a while. It's no longer in my club because it came on clearance really cheap, and I picked up a big bunch of it then and took it out of my club in 2020. As I said, I've still got 2 to get through this coming winter, but this was one that I loved on warm, wasn't a fan of on cold. So I kind of feel I have to warm this in a smaller area to get my full appreciation of it and see what I have. And this one, again, this could be one I could fall in love with on cold. I just can't bring myself to warm. The Villains Dark and Devious. It has a strong peppery note to me. Again, my plan is to warm it this winter with my Winter Wax, get through with it and be done with it, because on cold I just do not like this scent. I don't suspect that my mind will change much on warm, but you never know. As I said, there are a lot of bakery scents I do also enjoy in winter, but this is kind of more my open concept, not bakery winter scents. And as I said, there were currently 27. I then, after that, added the amount that I would be getting over a bi-monthly period of Jack's Obsession. The 3 bars I would get over the 12 months of just one bite in my quarterly club, because I do skip one of them, but I do know coming quarterly I will get another 3 bars of that. So I'm likely to get another 5 bars of Jack's Obsession, another 3 bars of just one bite. This is bi-monthly, another 5 bars of Halloween Town. And currently Cider Mill is sitting in a monthly club, so I'm going to get at least another 10 bars of this. So by the time I added those in, as I said, from April through till October is when I would be warming this winter little stash I have just showed you. I would need to reach for 10 bars a month during that period to get through all of my club bars that are coming in and all of what is here. And as I said, that's not counting any new bars that will be coming in our new 2023 Harvest collection, or any new bars that may come in future collections, or bring back my bars that I would classify as winter. Those amounts will be adjusted as they come in each month, and if I add any of those bars to club, they will be adjusted to each month. But as it is coming into April, my goal is to start off warming 10 bars each month from my winter stash from April through to October. If I do that, I will find that the only bars I will have in storage for winter for the following year would be future Scentsy Club. But, which is kind of where I want to get my stash to, where it's manageable and not overloaded. So, this is the first part of Waxing My Home. I hope you enjoyed the first part of Waxing My Home, where I have shown you my winter stash. The next part of Waxing My Home, we're going to go through my bakery stash and go through my numbering of what I would need to warm in a 12-month period for my bakery stash to get through my bakery stash. And with bakery, it's a 12-month period, not a 6-month period, because bakery is something I'm warming all year round. So I look forward to speaking to you in my next episode where we talk about my bakery bars. Until then, stay safe and bye for now.